Hello everybody, and welcome to the Clark County Public Library program Afterschool Posse. My name is Miss Amanda, and today I'll be reading you a book and showing you a craft that you can make at home. Today we'll be reading The Polio Pioneer, Dr. Jonas Salk and the Polio Vaccine, written by Linda Elovitz Marshall, illustrated by Lisa Anchin. Hope lies in dreams, in imagination, and in the courage of those who dare to make dreams into reality. Dr. Jonas Salk. And today we're reading this with permission from Penguin Random House. People at the Victory Parade in New York City cheered, "Hip, hip, hooray! Hip, hip, hooray! The war's over." It was 1918 and the First World War had ended. But 4-year-old Jonas Salk didn't cheer. Jonas saw injured and wounded soldiers. He saw soldiers unable to walk. Jonas Salk was a kid who saw things differently. While friends played games, Jonas read and read. But when they needed a referee, they asked Jonas for help. He knew the rules and applied them fairly. Jonas's family was Jewish. They fled Russia and Lithuania to escape religious persecution. They came to America seeking safer, better lives. His mother, Dora, had little formal education. After coming to America, she learned to speak English. But when Jonas was a child, she could read and write only in Yiddish. His father, Daniel, was an excellent lace maker, but he was often out of work, and there was never enough money. Yet Dora and Daniel taught their children the importance of education, of kindness, and of doing good works. Jonas prayed that he might someday help make the world a better place. Jonas attended the City College of New York, where tuition was free and where, unlike at many other colleges and universities, Jews were welcome. There he discovered chemistry. Jonas hoped that by understanding science, he could make medicines that would help people. He decided to go to medical school to become a doctor and researcher. After medical school, Dr. Jonas Salk worked with his teacher and friend, Dr. Thomas Francis. They were seeking a medicine to protect people from influenza, the flu virus, which in 1918 killed millions of people around the world. Substances known as vaccines had already been made to help protect people against other diseases. Dr. Salk and Dr. Francis had an idea. What if a person was given some flu virus that was killed by chemicals so it could not cause disease? Then could the person's body practice fighting the flu? Could that person's body learn to fight the flu virus and win? Dr. Salk and Dr. Francis thought that it could. They studied different types of influenza viruses. Then, using inactivated flu viruses, they made a vaccine to give people's bodies a safe practice run. Dr. Francis and Dr. Salk's flu vaccine worked. Their flu shot helped prevent people from getting the flu. It helped give people immunity to the flu. Since then, flu shots have saved thousands of lives each year. But another disease was also raging: polio. Throughout America, polio paralyzed or killed thousands of people every year, including many babies and small children. No one could be sure if they were safe from the disease, not even future U.S. President Franklin Delano Roosevelt. Fearing that polio could spread through water, communities closed swimming pools and beaches. Parents kept children away from movie theaters, sleepovers, and crowds. Everywhere people wondered, could polio be prevented? Could it be cured? Dr. Salk believed polio could be prevented. He believed he could develop a polio vaccine. Dr. Salk researched, experimented, and tested ideas. He and his team of scientists labored day and night, night and day. Dr. Salk and his team studied different types of polio viruses. Just as with the flu vaccine, they killed the polio viruses with chemicals, so the viruses couldn't cause harm or disease. Then they used the inactive polio viruses to make a vaccine. Dr. Salk and his team first tested their vaccine in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, where they lived. Dr. Salk gave many of the shots himself. The vaccine appeared safe and seemed to strengthen the body's defense against polio. But would it actually prevent polio? A larger test with many more participants was needed. Dr. Francis joined in to oversee the larger test. Throughout America, almost 2 million children, Polio Pioneers, participated. On April 12, 1955, Dr. Francis announced to the world, "The vaccine works. Polio could be conquered." Church bells rang, factory whistles blew, the country celebrated. Within a few years, cases of polio plummeted. Soon, throughout America and much of the world, polio was almost completely gone. But more research and work on other diseases was needed. Dr. Salk wanted to make sure all people around the world received vaccinations and stayed healthy. So Dr. Salk kept working, thinking, dreaming. And on a bluff overlooking the Pacific Ocean, Dr. Salk established the Salk Institute for Biological Studies. There, researchers question and discover, seeking cures for cancer, HIV/AIDS, diabetes, multiple sclerosis, and many other diseases. Jonas Salk was a kid who saw things differently, a kid who wanted to help make the world a better place. Ever meet a kid like that? Could that kid be you? The end. Now I'll show you a craft that you can make at home. For today's craft, I'm going to show you how to make this marble design on paper. To make this craft, we're going to use shaving cream, white shaving cream, food coloring. You'll also need a pan or a tray like this, and some paper, and something to wipe off the shaving cream off of your paper, and something to mix your colors with. First, you'll take your white shaving cream and fill the bottom of your pan. It's messy. After the bottom of your tray is filled with shaving cream, you'll take your food coloring. I have 4 different colors, and you'll add them to the shaving cream like this. Just do a few drops of each color. There's pink. So now I'll do green. And purple. I think I'll do a lot of purple. And finally, I'll do blue. And then you'll take something like this and swirl it around so that it makes it that marbled design. After you have your colors all mixed together, swirled together like this, take your paper and press it down on top of the shaving cream, like this. Press. And then I'll lift it off of the shaving cream. Press it down a little bit more, get some extra color. And drag it across like that. And now we have a lot of color. Set that aside. Now you'll take something like a ruler and scrape it off. This part's going to make a big mess. Just scrape off that shaving cream. And now I have a design. Isn't that cool? Now you'll want to clean up your mess. Thanks for listening. Bye.